In this video, I'll look at whether you can make an FM radio using an RDA5807 module and an ESP32 in a dozen lines of code. The RRD102 module is the most convenient way to purchase an RDA5807, and they cost less than $1 each. So let's look at the module. Here we have the VCC pin. The RDA507 has a maximum supply voltage of 3.3 volts, so you will need to connect this to the ESP32's 3.3 volt pin. Don't connect this pin or this pin. This is SCL. Connect it to GPIO22 on the ESP32. This is SDA. Connect it to GPIO21 on the ESP32. This is ground. Connect it to the ground pin on the ESP32. This is the left output. It can drive headphones directly. This is the right output. It can drive headphones directly as well. Don't connect this pin. This pin is the antenna. 20 centimeters of wire will work fine. These semicircular holes along the edges are known as Castellations and are designed to make it easy for a PCB to be soldered directly onto another PCB. I will be cheating and soldering wires to them. The pin connections are slightly closer together than standard 2.54mm spacing. Take your time when soldering the pins. I set the board on a spacer and placed a row of 5 resistor leads into the breadboard. I then carefully applied a small amount of solder to the inside of each of the Castellations. Because I raised the board on a spacer, it allowed some room for the wires to be slightly bent. It was then a simple matter of using one finger to gently hold the pin inside the Castellation, then apply a tiny amount of solder to fill it. Don't worry if it doesn't look good. The aim is just to tack the wires in place initially. Tack all the wires on one side, then move on to the other side. Leave the wires long and don't cut them yet. Once the wires are all tacked in place and the module is properly secured, you can then tidy up the soldering. Once you are happy with the soldering, you can trim the excess wire from the pins. I used the breadboard as a convenient way to hold the pins. Because the board was raised on a spacer and the pins were soldered fairly quickly, there was no heat damage to the breadboard. If in doubt, use one of your oldest breadboards. Here is my radio set up on the breadboard. The green, orange and yellow wires go to a 3.5mm stereo socket that my headphones plug into. This 20 centimeter yellow wire is acting as an antenna. The purple and brown wires are SDA and SCL. They connect to the ESP32 and also to 4.7K pull-up resistors. So let's look at the code. Let's start by downloading this library from GitHub. First, we include the wire library to support the I²C functions. Next, we include the library we just downloaded and create an instance of the object. In the setup, we enable the serial connection. Wait 2 seconds for everything to stabilize. Initialize the radio. Then select the channel. There is nothing needed in the loop. The radio is now playing through your headphones. There's a few more lines that should be included. First, it's really quiet, so let's increase the volume. Next, we make sure it's in stereo mode and not muted. Now, RDS is good to have. This is how modern hi-fis tell you what's playing. Here is the code. First, we need to add this include. Now we create the RDS object. These strings are used to help clean up the message data. This function is just a callback that passes data from the radio process to the RDS handler process. This is the callback function for the service name. The RDS data is sent a number of times in case it gets missed, and the messages are often corrupted. The message is contained in the name variable, and you could just print it to the serial port. Most of this code is just there to try and eliminate repetition and random corrupted messages. This is the callback for service text messages. It is basically the same as the service name function, just using a different set of variables. Here are the changes in setup. Here we attach the callback that passes RDS data from the radio object to the RDS object. Here is the callback that receives the service name messages. Here is the callback that receives the service text messages. Service name is normally for the radio station name, and service text is normally for the song/radio show names, but stations seem to use these interchangeably. Here is an example of what the results look like. It's relatively tidy. It's not too shabby, but as I mentioned, the data can just be printed without using the extra logic to clean it up. Here is the much simpler code. Let's see what it runs like. As you can see, it's a lot messier without the cleaning up. The code I use is nowhere near perfect, but if you were to spend some time on it, you could get much better results. Let's add an amplifier. This is the TEA2025, and with a little over a dozen passive components, it makes a nice cheap amplifier for driving a small speaker. These are very cheap, so they are great to keep in stock for times when an amplifier is needed in a project. At 16 cents each, you can't go wrong. The schematic I used was based on the schematic from the datasheet, except that I used just 3 capacitor values because they were what I had in stock. First, I used 1 microfarad multi-layer ceramics in place of the 0.22 microfarad input decoupling capacitors. These 150 nanofarad capacitors were kept unchanged. All of the 8 remaining electrolytic capacitors are 100 microfarad. This is the input circuit that I used to drop the level for the TEA2025. You could replace the resistors with a potentiometer, but the RDA5807 has a volume setting, so it's easier to control the volume digitally. 2 of this circuit are required. Here are the 2 inputs straight from the left and right outputs of the RDA5807. You can see the 2 resistors that drop the level, as well as the 1 microfarad multi-layer ceramic capacitors. These are the outputs that connect to speakers. As you can see, I only have the top one connected. This is the power connection. I am just powering it off the ESP32's 3.3 volt rail. The rest is pretty simple. Just follow the datasheet. Let's have a quick listen to it and get a feel for the quality.
Triple J.
A longer sample would have been good, but I don't want the copyright police to get all emotional. Since Triple J is the best radio station, I'm sure they won't mind an honourable mention. And that's pretty much it. The rest is up to your imagination. The library has a lot of functions that allow a lot of flexibility. So there's now only one question left to be answered. Can an FM radio be created using an ESP32 and a cheap module in just a dozen lines of code? Pass.